Hello everybody, and welcome to How to Make Your Wife Happy and Healthy. In this episode, we're going to focus on vegetables. We're going to create a very tasty vegetable dish that is approved by my wife and my son alike. They really love it. In fact, we make enough for 2 and 3 days worth of vegetables, so you don't have to cook it every day. So come on everybody, let's get cooking. To satisfy our need for vegetables, I went looking online for a soup, and I found a vegetable soup that I liked from a website called Cooking Classy. Now I hope I remember to put a link in the description, but as always I've modified it slightly to fit the needs of my household. So anyway, let's take a look at the ingredients. So here's a list of ingredients that we're going to use. We're going to start with carrots and celery, prepare them and put them in, followed by the garlic. We're going to be cooking that in the oil there. Now I know it's an olive oil dispenser, but we have in here just the standard vegetable oil, probably, or maybe corn oil. We switch off from time to time. We have 4 cups of water. I've got chicken bouillon. We're going to add that. That really adds a lot of flavor to our soup. A bay leaf, another spice that adds flavor. Now you can use other spices if you like, but we have found simple is good. Diced tomatoes, and our favorite frozen vegetable blend. As you can buy any frozen vegetable you like, this is one that we get, and they have lots of them. I use them for other dishes with vegetables, and it's got a nice blend of peas, carrots, corn, and green beans. Alright, to start with, I'm going to peel the carrots, and just use a vegetable peeler. Now that our carrots are washed and nicely peeled, I'm going to take the celery, and what I like to devein it. You can see all those veins coming out as I pull it off. So I usually pull it apart, devein it before I chop it up, and wash it. Well, I wash it before I chop it up. You can see, break it, peel it down, get rid of all those veins. Those veins are annoying to eat, and if you want to take them out, it really helps. Even though it's going to be cooked, getting rid of those veins is a very helpful tool. It's also good to peel your 2 cloves of garlic. I like to just kind of break it a little. I'm going to end up using a garlic crusher. Let's get off the extra peel. It's not a bad idea. Move it around a little. Hopefully your peel isn't very stuck on it. Just got rid of the peel right there. Now my garlic is ready too. Set that aside. So we're going to slice up the carrots and the celery. Slice them up for sauteing. It really helps this dish if you saute these vegetables first. Get that flavor of some cooked goodness in there. Whenever you do some cooking in oil, it creates a nice little sweetness effect, caramelizing whatever you're cooking. I've got to cut the edges off these. I'm going to cut the edges off the carrots first. And if your carrots don't slice that well, then you might want to get some better knives, because carrots should slice that well. If your carrots don't slice this well, you might want to get a better knife. This is my all-purpose knife. Got a long time ago, and it's still really good. This knife is over 15 years old. Bought it from Cutco. Although I have seen Costco selling Cutco knives, so you can buy it from there. Go online, cutco.com. You can get a really nice set of knives. They last forever. They'll sharpen them whenever you need. They have lots of selections for lots of good things. I'm not advertising Cutco, but I just really like their knives. And there we go. Some sliced vegetables are going to go into our soup. In fact, they go in first. Okay, we've turned our burner on to medium-high heat. And now we're going to add some oil and get it hot before we cook the vegetables. We're going to cook those vegetables for about 4 minutes. Okay, pan's hot. We're going to add a little bit of oil. 2 tablespoons will do, or less if you're oil conscious. We add the oil. Now we're going to let it get nice and hot for a little bit. We're going to stir it around, get the whole pan nice and oiled up a little bit before I toss in both the carrots, and the celery. It's hot enough. You can hear it sizzling when it goes in. That's what you want to hear. We're going to saute them for about 4 minutes. 4 minutes for the celery and carrots. Don't have to stir them very often. stir them once you get them in. Let them cook over a medium-high heat. Don't let one side get too done. So saute, you stir around once in a while. Don't eat it too often, maybe twice during the whole time. The reason why we're doing this is to get the vegetables a little bit tender, as well as to create a nice little sweetness. Adds a little bit of sweetness when you cook them in oil into the vegetable soup. Adds a little bit of sweetness to the soup mixture you're going to have, which is important, especially when I'm using this diced tomatoes, which adds a lot of tomato juice. Tomato juice in its own is a little sour. Okay, now that we sauteed these vegetables for about 4 minutes, we're going to add some garlic. I like to use the garlic press. You can see lots of holes in it. See, it comes right out. Do 1, do 2. If I give you a smell of it, you can really smell the garlic as it comes out. Take it out. Don't worry if it's not fully broken up, fully smashed. That's okay. Usually garlic cooks really down. You don't even notice the garlic in the end of the soup when you're done. It's going to be gone. You won't even see it when it's done. Now my tip for cleaning this thing is you see all those little holes, garlic gets stuck in there if you're not careful. My tip is to use some kind of brush to poke it through. So you don't want garlic to sit in one place too long, it'll brown up really quickly. I stir it around a little bit, and you can really smell some garlic going into the soup. And right away you want to wash that garlic press. Right away, because when garlic dries it gets stuck in there, it's very hard to get out. So then just go ahead and put it under water, poke all the garlic that's in there out. I used to blow it out, but I poke it, it's a lot easier. And then it's ready to wash with soap later. Okay, as the garlic has gotten a little brown, that's perfectly where you want it, just a little bit of brown. Once it's there, it's time to stop the sauteing cooking, so we're going to add the water. Now you might wonder why that water looks like it has a little more fat than it should, and it does. It's actually this one I used from some boiled chicken that I had done just earlier today. So I boiled some chicken in there and added some water. But it was just straight water. Even so, I know my family doesn't like it just like that. With the chicken flavor, they want to have the chicken bouillon. So if you're using cubes, 4 cubes, 1 for each cup of water. If you're using a powder, 4 teaspoons. And that adds a lot of flavor. That adds it so I don't have to add salt later. 4 teaspoons of that chicken bouillon, and it's going to dissolve right in. Then you're going to add diced tomatoes. That's going to give our chicken soup. Sorry, not chicken soup. Add diced tomatoes. Diced tomatoes is what's going to give our vegetable soup a reddish color. Okay, one more ingredient I like to add for flavor. One more ingredient I like to add for flavor is 1 bay leaf. Get a nice full bay leaf right there. I don't like to crunch it up. Just 1 nice whole bay leaf. You don't want to eat it. Just want it in there for the flavoring of the soup. It's a very nice added flavoring you can use for many dishes, especially soups. Let's stir that in as well. It's going to cook, give its flavor to the soup. So what we usually do with the soup, so we're not ready yet. We're nice to heat it up, nice get it to boiling. When it's boiling, you add in the vegetables. Okay, now the soup is nice and boiling, we're going to add our vegetables. We use a frozen blend. 4 cups of water, 4 cups of vegetables. Now my wife likes to add broccoli when she does it, and cabbage. Those are some vegetables she likes to put in it. So you can choose whatever your favorite vegetables are, put into the soup, let it cook. If you like corn and peas and green beans and carrots, this is a nice blend that we're using today. And you can see it's not very thick, it's a nice match. 4 cups vegetables, 4 cups soup. It's a good about 50-50 blend. So now once you've added them, we're going to cook it for about another 20 minutes. 20 minutes, it's all heated through, 20-30 minutes. Okay, after simmering for about 20 minutes, it's time to dish some up. I noticed I actually covered it for 20 minutes. It keeps the heat in. You can cook it at a lower temperature that way, less gas to be used because it keeps the heat in. Get a nice big bowl of vegetable soup.
The soup is very soft texture. He blended in all of the vegetables so nicely. Perfect for staying healthy.
Very nutritious and healthy. The celery and the carrots are very, very soft.